What it do, Dream Team? It's your boy Neal back with another reaction video, guys. Here we are with Germany's 7 biggest problems today, according to ChatGPT. Before we jump into Germany's problems, I need y'all to jump into that subscribe button, ring that notification bell, get a video a thumbs up so it gets suggested. If you guys got a favorite video suggestion, you can subscribe to Patreon or drop it in the comment section. What we got, Melf?
So, if you haven't been living under a rock, you're probably aware of ChatGPT, this new artificial intelligence technology. Now, I've been very curious and messing around with this thing, and I was wondering, what does this thing think about Germany? And specifically, I asked ChatGPT, what are Germany's 7 biggest problems that the country is facing today? Now,
what is ChatGPT? I have not heard of ChatGPT before.
Keep in mind, this is not me criticizing Germany. No. This is the computer technology, artificial intelligence. So if you get upset about these criticisms of Germany and the problems that are brought to light, get mad at ChatGPT, not now. You can get mad at now a little bit too. All right, guys, so without further ado, these are Germany's 7 biggest problems today, according to AI.
Okay.
A major refugee crisis that is dividing the country and straining its resources. Since 2015, Germany has accepted between 1.2 and 1.5 million refugees, and this is a country that has only 83 million people. This is a very significant percentage. Most of these refugees are from war-torn areas like Iraq, Afghanistan, and Syria. Germany is currently hosting the 6th most refugees out of any country in the world. And you see here, it's the only European or Western country to even crack the top 10. Now, a huge influx of people naturally puts a strain on the resources, particularly in areas that have a high concentration of refugees coming there. The cost of supporting refugees is, of course, financially expensive, with Germany spending 23 billion euros in 2016 alone. Now, this has also created a political and cultural divide in Germany, with some Germans welcoming all refugees with open arms and others expressing concerns about costs and cultural integration challenges.
I know this has been a very big issue for Germany since I've come here in 2016, because I think Germany is trying to balance the goodwill and good intentions of helping out as many people as possible with the realistic aspect and logistical aspect of taking on a challenge like this. So it's been kind of trying to balance these 2 points, and it has created a lot of issues and some tension within the country.
I can definitely understand both sides' perspectives, right? Of course you want to welcome refugees, especially like from war-torn countries and everything, who just, you know what I'm saying, are looking for a better life, a better way of life, where they're at. There's no life for them there. And so, of course you want to welcome them, give them a home, be warm and kind. But at the same time, on the other side, it's like the more people that are coming in, the more people that you're welcoming, the kind of worse it's getting for the citizens that were raised there and that live there, with the strain on the resources and everything. So it's like Now said, it's kind of like a balancing act of wanting to be welcoming, of course, to all of these people, but at the same time being realistic about how many people you can actually help. So that's, I can understand both perspectives on that one.
Has created a lot of issues and some tension within the country.
A low birth rate and an aging population that is putting a strain on the country's social services. Germany has the 2nd oldest population in the world, only behind Japan. The average age of a person in Germany is 47.8 years old. 2nd oldest in the world. The birth rate is currently about 1.4 children per woman, which is well below the replacement rate of 2.1. And Germany's population is projected to go from 83 million or so today to around 74 million by 2100.
Yeah, this one is super apparent just being in everyday life. I think about how many families in Germany that I know that have a high number of kids, 3, 4, 5 kids. I only know one family that has 5 children here
Oh,
in
wow.
Germany, whereas in the States I know tons of family that have 4
Yeah.
kids, 5 kids. My family, we have 6 kids, and it's really not that uncommon. But here it is very uncommon for families to have more than 1 or 2 children.
This is difficult because there are fewer and fewer working age people, less people
Yeah.
to pay into the tax pool, and then something like healthcare has a big strain on it, especially in a country like Germany where healthcare spending is increasing and is expected to continue to increase as the population ages. It's only natural older people tend to need more medical care. In 2019, healthcare spending was 11.4% of GDP for the country, which was up from 10.9% in 2010. This is putting a strain on the country's healthcare systems and social security programs, and it is a major concern that these programs are not going to be sustainable in the long term with the birth rate declining.
So why, I'm intrigued as to hear like why not that many big families? Because, yeah, like you said, I feel like in America it's so common. There are a lot of people that should not have as many kids as they have, but they have them anyway. Why is that so uncommon? Like, that's interesting to me. If anybody's got an opinion or why they think it's that uncommon, I'd love to hear it. That's different. I didn't know that. But, yeah, 47 to be the average age. It's time to start having some more babies. It's time to start throwing some more babies into the mix.
Climate change and the lack of action to effectively address it.
Germany?
Is the world's 6th largest emitter of greenhouse gases, emitting 743 million metric tons of carbon dioxide in 2019. Now, the country has set ambitious goals to reduce these emissions, even aiming to become carbon neutral by 2045, but progress has been slow, and right now they are not on track to do this. There are some pretty serious concerns about how climate change will affect things like Germany's natural resources and agriculture. Now, I would say that actually when you look at greenhouse gas emissions per capita, so by person, Germany actually drops from 6th on the list all the way down to 38th, which I think is important to know. So guys, as you might be aware, I'm moving into a new apartment. I'm trying to become a real adult for the first time ever, and I'm getting a little help from that from the sponsor of today's video, HelloFresh.
We're gonna skip the sponsor.
Guys, here we are, HelloFresh. HelloFresh is the world-leading meal kit company, and they give you everything that a growing income inequality that is leaving many people behind. So despite being one of the wealthier countries in the world, Germany does struggle with a growing income gap. Currently, the top 10% of the population holds 60% of the wealth, and the bottom 40% hold just 1% of the wealth. This growing income inequality has led to concerns about class mobility and people being able to be born poor but work their way up through life to a higher income and a higher class. So among more developed countries, Germany actually has a pretty high Gini coefficient. This is a number used to measure income inequality. Germany's current number is 31.7, up from 28 in 2005. Now, this current number of 31.7 puts Germany at 38 out of 167 countries on the list, flanked right in between Lebanon and Egypt. So I'd say, of course, this is not great, and the fact that it has increased 3 points in the last 20 years or so isn't super great. But take, for example, the United States. The United States comes in at 120th on that list. In recent years in Germany, there's been a growing trend of the working poor. They estimate there's about 4 million people who are working and are employed but are living in poverty.
Yeah, America. That income inequality gap, it's a lot bigger. It's a lot bigger.
A stagnating economy that is struggling to compete on the global stage. So it's a little bit surprising to me because you always hear about how good of an economy Germany has, typically the strongest economy in Europe, but it has been slowing a little bit. And this is due to the fact that Germany's economy is very dependent on exports, particularly to other European trading partners. And economic stagnation in some of these countries has led to slower economic growth in Germany. Germany's share of global exports has declined in the last decade, going from 9.4% in 2010 to 8.4% today.
Yeah, I'm not really sure if I'm too worried about this one. I feel like a lot of this can be attributed to the corona pandemic and how everything happened with all that, and things will slowly start to pick back up.
Okay.
I don't know, we'll see.
Additionally, China has stepped up and become a big competitor for Germany in sectors such as manufacturing and technology. In 2020, China's economy overtook Germany's economy in terms of GDP adjusted for purchase power parity.
Really?
Political polarization and social fragmentation. Like many other countries around the world in 2023, Germany is facing its own issues with political polarization, and this is only increasing. According to a study by the Bertelsmann Foundation, the proportion of Germans who feel alienated by the political system in their country has increased from 22% in 2014 to 32% today. Nearly a third of Germans feel alienated by the political system in their country.
You know what I found to be pretty interesting is I looked it up, and the figure for people in the United States who feel politically alienated is also around 33%, also around a third.
I thought it'd be a lot more than that, honestly. That surprises me. Okay, wow.
So there's a similar proportion of people in Germany and the US that feel politically alienated. However, in the States, there's just two parties. It kind of makes sense that a lot of people would feel alienated. But in Germany, there are 7 really major political parties. So it's kind of curious that the same percentage of people feel politically alienated with more options.
Yeah.
Quite interesting.
That is.
Digitalization and technological change. Germany's traditional industries like automotive engineering and technological manufacturing are facing the change of the technology age. And they're facing intense competition from new players willing to adopt this technology quickly. Germany's lagging behind other European countries in this. 10% of German companies have adopted cloud computing compared to the EU average of 36%. Pretty significant lag behind there.
Don't even get me started on this one. This problem I wholeheartedly agree with. This is 100% true. I can't tell you how many times I've been so frustrated and annoyed at trying to do things in Germany that, in the States you could just do online with the click of a button.
Yeah.
But here in Germany you have to go into the building, or you have to wait for somebody to send you a letter, and then to send her another letter 3 weeks later, everything done through snail mail. Got to speed that up, Germany, okay?
All right, guys, so those are Germany's 7 biggest problems according to artificial intelligence. I'd be very curious to hear your thoughts about them. Do you agree with what the AI says are Germany's biggest problems? Do you disagree? And if so, why or why not? Let me know in the comments. All right, guys, that's all for today. Thank you so much for watching my videos. I really appreciate it. I hope you have a lovely day, and I will see you next time.
I am also intrigued on y'all's thoughts on this, and whether you agree or disagree. I seem like, from the statistics, it seemed like it was pointing out like real, actual problems. But that's all we got for this. You guys got a favorite video suggestion? You can subscribe to Patreon or drop it in the comment section. Subscribe to the channel, ring notification bell, get a video a thumbs up so it gets suggested. I got social media, Patreon, all up top. You want to subscribe to any of it, put all the links in the description. All you gotta do is hit the link, follow me, talk to me. Love talking to you guys. You guys are the most incredible team on YouTube. It's your boy Neal. Out.